Hey, George here. Now we're going to go ahead and do our air brakes and in-cab inspection test. First, we're going to start off with our seat belt. I'll make sure my seat belt is properly mounted, not been broken or cracked, not ripped or torn. And make sure that it locks, it unlocks, and it locks. Now I'm gonna leave it unlocked for the remainder of my test. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a safe start. And to do a safe start, I'll make sure my spring brakes are set, my transmission's in neutral. Now I'm gonna open up my key. And I'm going to wait for my ABS light to turn on and to turn off. Once my light is off, I am going to lower my PSI using my service brake to 90 PSI or less. Okay, so I'm at 90 PSI now. I'm going to press in my clutch and turn on my key. Release my clutch slowly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build air pressure so my governor could cut off, and my governor should cut off between 120 and 140 psi. I'm going to help it by pressing on my accelerator from 1000 to 1200 RPM, and when my governor cuts off, I will let you know. So my governor cut off because I heard the sneeze and my needle stopped moving, and it happened at 125 psi. This is good because it happened between 120 and 140. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 460 apply leakage test. This is where I shouldn't lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute in the combination vehicles. And to do this, I'm going to press in my clutch, select the low gear. I'm going to turn off my truck. I'm going to open up my key. Again, wait for that ABS light to turn on and off. Once my light is off, I'm going to release my clutch and I'm going to release my spring brakes, one at a time. Once my needle stabilizes, I am going to press on my service brake. My needle is stable. I'm going to press my service brake now. So right there I am at 78 psi. So my minute is going to start now, and I shouldn't lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute in combination vehicles. For instructional purposes, my minute is over and I am still at 78 psi. This is a good test because I lost 0 psi in combination vehicles. Now I'm going to release my service brake. Now I'm going to do my next test, which is my lower warning and alarm test. This is where my lower warning and alarm tests come up, and it should happen no lower than 55 psi. And I'm going to do this by pressing on my service brake. So my lower warning and alarm test came up at 60 psi. This is good because it happened no lower than 55 psi. Now on to go to my next test, which is my automatic spring brake pop-out test. This is when my spring brakes pop out automatically between 20 and 45 psi, and I'm going to do this by pressing on my service brake. Okay, so my automatic spring brakes pop out at 24 psi. This is good because it happened between 20 and 45 psi. Now I am going to do my second safe start. And to do this, I'll make sure my spring brakes are set. Make sure my transmission is in neutral. My ABS light is already off, so I'm going to press in my clutch and open up my key and turn on my truck. I'm going to release my clutch, and I'm going to go ahead and rebuild air pressure again until my governor cuts off so I can begin my in-cab inspection. My lower warning and alarm came off because we are no longer in the red zone. Now all I have to do is just rebuild air pressure and cut my governor again. Okay, now that my governor cut off, I'm going to begin my in-cab inspection. First, I'm going to start off with my mirrors. My mirrors are properly mounted, not been broken or cracked. No illegal stickers, no illegal tape. Clean, and most importantly, adjusted to myself. Next, we have our windshield. Our windshield is properly mounted, not been broken or cracked. It is in good condition, and it has a good weather strip seal all the way around, not dry rotted or ripped or torn. Now we go to our windshield wipers. Our windshield wipers are not missing, they're working properly, and the rubber piece is intact, is not ripped or torn or dry rotted. Then we go to our windshield wiper fluid. Our windshield wiper fluid is working properly, is at a good level. Now we come over to our gauges, starting off with our DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. It is at a proper level, working properly. Then we go to our oil pressure gauge. Our oil pressure gauge is working properly between 20 and 60 PSI. Under the oil pressure, we have our water temperature gauge. Our water temperature gauge is working properly and is no more than 180 degrees Fahrenheit. In the middle, we have our digital voltmeter. Our digital voltmeter should be reading between 12 and 14 volts. It is a good reading because it's at 14 volts. Then we have our air pressure gauge. It's working to the max. The top one is our primary, the bottom one is our secondary. We go off our primary, but they're working to the max. Now we come up to our city horn, electrical horn, working properly. Then we have our air horn working properly. Then we go to our lights. So we have our left turn signal, it's working properly. We have our right turn signal, it's working properly. Our four-way flashers, they are working properly. My low beams, I turn on my lights, those are my low beams, they're working properly. I press in the handle, those are my high beams. My high beams are working properly. Then we're gonna go to our heater. Our heater is working properly. Now we go to our defroster. Our defroster is working properly. Now we're gonna go to our emergency equipment. Our emergency equipment, I have a fire extinguisher. It is up to date, fully charged with a pin, ready to go. I have 3 reflective triangles. They are not been broken or cracked, they're in good condition. I have 3 liquid burning flares, and I have 6 electrical fuses. And I have that all outside of my outside storage compartment. And that is all for my in-cab inspection. Now I'm going to do my brake demonstration. To do my brake demonstration, I am going to select a low gear. I'm going to first test my parking brake, so I'm going to release my emergency trailer brake. I'm going to release my clutch slowly till I feel a small tug or pull. When I feel a small tug or pull, I'm going to push my clutch back in. I'm going to release my clutch slowly. Okay, I felt a small tug or pull. This is a good test because my tractor and trailer did not move. Now I'm going to test my trailer emergency brake, so I'm going to release my parking brake. And again, I'm going to release my clutch slowly till I feel a small tug or pull. Okay, I felt that pull and my tractor and trailer did not move, so this is a good test. Now I'm going to test my service brake. So I'm going to press on my service brake and I'm going to release my spring brakes. I am going to move forward about 5 feet without touching my steering wheel, and when I brake, my steering wheel shouldn't go to the left or to the right, indicating a good service brake test. So I'm going to release my brake, release my clutch slowly, and move about 5 feet. And when I brake, my steering wheel didn't go to the left or to the right, so I reset. This is a good test because my steering wheel didn't go to the left or to the right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my transmission in neutral, check that my spring brakes are set. I'm going to release my brake, release my clutch, and this concludes my air brakes and in-cab inspection test.